Understanding emotions and expressing them appropriately is hard enough for us as adults, so just imagine how overwhelming they are for our kids. Learning to recognise their emotions and helping them not to lose control is a vital part of growing up. But how do you achieve it? This is what we're going to explore in this video, so if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit that subscribe button and keep watching. First, I want to clarify that this video is not about how to fix children's behaviour or stop tantrums. Although this may also occur once children understand and take responsibility for their actions more. The reason for this is that children's emotions don't need fixing. But we need to help them understand emotions of all sorts, understand that they're acceptable, but that they can result in unacceptable behaviour if we become overwhelmed by them, and that this is not what we want. Another reason for me is because I would say that as parents, we are not responsible for our children's behaviour, only our reaction to it. After all, if we take responsibility for their behaviour, we take the ownership of emotions and responsibility for appropriate behaviour away from that child. Our reaction to our children can help them to express their emotions and regulate their behaviour, but ultimately the decision to do so is down to them. In order to express their emotions, children need to recognise their changing feelings. I often talk to my children about the emotions of characters in books, or my own emotions at different points during the day. I also use the Curious Kids 101 Emotions flashcard and Play-Doh mats alongside this work. We identify the emotions together and link them to the books that we are reading, or how we feel at that particular moment. My youngest loves Play-Doh, and he'll use the mats in this pack to create faces for the different emotions. And as we do so, we talk about how our faces change when we have different emotions. Our eyes could go wide with surprise, or narrow with anger, for example. Another fun way to experiment with this is to create these faces yourself using a mirror. I will also comment if I see signs of emotions in the children, such as, "Oh, you seem a bit sad right now. Would you like to come here and talk about it or have a cuddle?" My eldest likes physical contact to help control his emotions. A hug, a back rub, a hand squeeze, they all help him. However, my youngest is very protective of his personal space when he feels emotional. Often when he's upset, making physical contact with him is the worst thing that I could do. So instead, I ensure that he has a safe space and will simply sit next to him and tell him I love him, I'm here for him when he's ready. This hands-off approach has led us to develop a calm down spot at home. Whenever it's needed, the kids can retreat to the calm down spot to allow themselves the space to process their emotions and regulate their behaviour. In other homes, I think it's called a time-out spot and things like that. However, that associates the behaviour as a punishment. So I prefer the calm down spot. It gives the child back control. We talk about owning your behaviour and not letting your emotions control you. In the calm down spot, we have things like fidget toys, homemade stress ball, an invitation to use 5-finger breathing, a cushion. These are things that the children recognise can help them to calm down before continuing with their day. The DIY stress ball is made from balloons filled with flour. It can be squeezed and squashed and to help relieve the tension. Being homemade, the child can personalise them with their own colours and things. Other fidget toys work very well for my eldest. He enjoys that. The cushion can be sat on while calming down, jumped on, squashed, even hit if things are really overwhelming. The 5-finger breathing technique is something I really like as well. It can be done anywhere. Simply hold out your hand and the child traces around the outside of the hand with a finger. As they chase up the finger, they breathe in, and on the way down, they breathe out. Done slowly, this invites 5 slow, deep breaths and can be a simple but effective solution to many issues. Prevention is of course better than cure, so aside from the calm down spot, I try to ensure that my children have lots of physical activity. I find this is particularly good for helping my kids to regulate themselves, especially if it can be achieved in a non-competitive and low-pressure way. Therefore, you can often find us outside, walking, doing nature hunts, gardening, and lots of general free play outdoors. For an indoor option, we love using Cosmic Kids Yoga. They offer many routines that are very engaging for kids and include stories and songs. They've also made a series called Zen Den and Peace Out. It can be really useful for helping children with calming techniques. There's lots available free on YouTube, and even more is available if you sign up and pay. Of course, you can do lots of other activities inside to keep your kids active. See our other videos for this. In conclusion, the key message from all of this that I encourage with my kids is that all emotions are valid, and it can be really helpful to express them. But no matter what our emotions are, no matter what they're making us feel, it's not an excuse for inappropriate behaviour, and we need to take action to prevent this from happening. Feel the emotion, appreciate what it's telling you, but try not to let it control you.